I thought, it's just disappointing that we didn't have a better response from last year. Obviously, 2 years ago, we were a hard-to-stop team. Felt like we could beat anybody, and then last year was disappointing. But this year, I thought we'd respond a little bit better, and it was definitely not a lack of work. It was just I think a matter of consistency, because some games we were that team that can beat anybody, and but we didn't find that enough, and that's on us.
You've been here for a long time. Is your patience starting to wear thin?
It's hard not to get frustrated at this point, for sure. It's my 8th year, and we've been in one, so I'm getting tired of it, for sure. I want to win, and I want to be in the playoffs and making a push to be deep in the playoffs. So we gotta do what we can this summer to come prepared next year.
What about all the coaches? You've played with more coaches than anybody else on this team. Is that getting a little worrisome? Every year you go and there's a different coach for you.
Yeah, different coach, different management, different players. It's nice to have consistency in those aspects. Obviously, when you don't have success, that's when things do change more. But it'd be nice to have consistency with personnel on and off the ice.
You've seen a lot of failed attempts to get this right by the organization. How confident are you that they will get it right?
I think we have a lot of key pieces that can be worked with, and eventually we can get this thing right and on the right track. I still do have confidence. I see, like I said before, when we do play our game, it's obvious that we can keep up with any team in the league, but we just need that more consistently. And but I still do have confidence in my 8th year that we can turn it around. But it's got to be now. It can't be another year, another 2 years. We need to do this now.
When you go through the exit interviews, what thoughts are you expressing on what they need to do?
The main thing is we just got to figure it out to find a way to win again. And I think consistency with like what I was saying before with player personnel, that does help. Personally for me, I had a lot of wingers this year. I played wing myself a little bit, had a lot of wingers. Didn't have a lot of stretches where I had the same line, and I know, that can be a little tough sometimes. You do play with everybody, so you do know each other, but when you play together with a line for 4 or 5 games, you start to build chemistry, and you start to find each other more, and good things come from it. And this year for me, that's not how it happens. So that's going to be something that I would like to definitely see different in the future.
Does this team need more depth?
You can always look for depth. You always want a lot of depth, for sure. This year, it's just the way that years go. Sometimes your depth players put up a lot. Sometimes it doesn't happen. But if they contribute in other ways, then you need that as well. But you can always look for more depth on any team.
Ryan, career best season for you in almost every offensive statistical category. What areas of growth did you see in your own personal game this season? I think last year and this year have been my two best years with finding the offensive production without sacrificing anything defensively. And I'm still growing in that aspect, for sure. I'm still growing my game, but I think the last 2 years I've found it a little bit more and have more confidence out there to do it both ends of the rink. Does that make it a little bit more difficult to find that balance where you're not sacrificing the back end when you're focusing on offense as well?
Well, that's the balance you got to find, and that's what I've been working on finding in my career. So I'm getting more confident in that. But like I said, I'm going to still keep growing my game, work on little things that I know I can improve on throughout the summer, and come back
little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and with some tweaks to my game.
A lot of uncertainty in this summer. You know, not sure who the coach will be, not sure who the GM will be, not sure what the trades are going to be. What's it going to be like for you guys to just be watching this all unfold?
Yeah, I mean it's out of our control at this point. It's not my first summer like this, unfortunately. So obviously I'll be watching and keeping an eye out for everything that we're doing, every decision that we're making. But at this point, it's out of our control.
You played a lot more, at least this year, ever than you did on the wing and the center. Do you feel more comfortable now as a winger? And I know that it's more in the defensive zone, but you know, offensively, for whatever reason, you scored way more when you're playing center. Are you just that much more comfortable overall as a center?
I definitely am more comfortable as a centerman. If I do get thrown on the wing, I think I can go there without adjusting too much now. But I still do think that, for me, I move my feet a lot more when I'm center. I'm involved in the play a lot more, as opposed to just kind of watching it. Sometimes it's hard to really get yourself going as a winger, because you can go a shift or two shifts without touching the puck sometimes, and that's just kind of how it is. But as a center, you're always involved in the play, and that helps you get into the game and feeling good.
Having gone through that, then, do you even have more appreciation when you see Leon score 50 in a season that he went from wing to center and back to wing?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, he can. He figured out. Connor and him obviously know each other so well on the ice now, and they find each other well, and so I mean, it was impressive. Well, I mean, 50 goals, 100 points is impressive no matter what. But for him to go from center to the wing and back and forth and whatnot is definitely a huge accomplishment.
This team has taken a lot of blows this season, obviously, but what was it like for you to see McDavid on the ice last night in the last game of the year?
Yeah, not fun to watch. Your stomach just, I think everybody in the building's stomach dropped when you see that, and he's not a guy that's gonna stay on the ice for any period of time if it's not something serious. So once he stayed down for a bit, you figured it was more serious than you want, but I mean, doesn't seem to be. We'll see, I guess, if he gets an MRI or whatnot, but I think it's more positive than we first expected, so you can take that out of it.
You want to go play in the World? Are you tired of playing in the World?
I mean, obviously, I'd rather play in the playoffs for sure. I'll cross that bridge next week or so, though. Yep.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.
Have a good summer.
Thanks.